Hello, Childcare Profit Strategy community. I'm not sure if we're quite live yet. Okay, we're getting started. Hey, Childcare Profit Strategy community. How are we feeling today? Wow, can you believe that the year is like halfway over? Time just seems to be moving so quickly. So I thought it would be a nice time for us to just kind of catch up. We have so many new members to the group. So I want to welcome all of our new members to the group. Thank you for joining us. I want to remind you that the Childcare Profit Strategy community is a safe place. It's a place where you should feel free to come, to share, to post your questions. If you have anything accounting or tax related that you would like to discuss, you're more than welcome to come here and share those concerns with you. But today's topic, today I wanted to come and share with you because I was in the middle of a conversation with a good friend of mine and we started talking about the recession. So now that we're a minute into the video, I'm going to go ahead and properly introduce myself. My name is Shanita Jones. I am your Childcare CPA and host of the Childcare Profit Strategy community. Thank you so much for joining us. And today I have a question for you. Today I want to ask you, is your childcare business recession ready? Now notice I did not say recession proof because a recession is an economic thing. It's a thing that happens within the whole economy. So one person or one business or even one industry cannot necessarily shield themselves. But what we can do is we can be ready and we can have our lines of defense in place. So how are you all feeling? Did the pandemic and its accompanying recession, did that hurt your business? Or were you one of the few that are now actually in a better financial position now than you were before the pandemic? So I wanted to go live so that I can talk with you about that today because I want to know if you feel you are recession ready. If some of the things that have occurred over the course of the last couple of years were to happen again, or if these gas prices were continuing to rise, would you be ready? Would you be able to be agile and adapt and adjust? That's what I want to know. So I do have a new training coming out that is going to help us all, but I wanted to talk to you today. Should we be scared of the incoming recession? And these are just some thoughts of my own that I want to share with you. There's been so much talk about the upcoming recession in the past years, but in this year, those rumors, they have become more frequent and they've become more intense. And it's for good reason. Many financial experts believe that the next real recession will happen this year in 2022. The biggest news outlets are covering it, and a lot of established financial experts are saying that this is something that is definitely going to happen. The world's richest man, Elon Musk, we even heard him say that he has a super bad feeling about the economy. So we all know what Elon Musk is doing. We know how long Elon Musk's money is. And the richest man in the world is saying he has a super bad feeling about the economy. He went on to say that he ended up cutting about 10% of his staff, and then he paused all of his hiring worldwide. Talking about Elon Musk, richest man in the world. He's not alone. 81% of the adults in this country believe that another recession is actually going to happen this year. Some even believe that the recession is already here. If you are among those of us that are concerned, not worried, but concerned, or maybe you are worried about the upcoming recession, you're not alone. I mean, after all, this type of economic crunch is particularly hard on small business owners. Why? Because small business owners don't usually have large amount of cash reserves that they can use, and that helps them cushion the impact of declining demand for services. Maybe parents aren't working, and because they aren't working, they don't need care or they don't need as much care. Or maybe small business owners don't have enough capital or assets that they can walk into a bank and use as collateral so that they can get loans and lines of credit to keep them afloat during rough times. Also, it's particularly difficult for small business owners because small business owners are more likely to go bankrupt than a larger corporation. Whereas a larger corporation would be able to just sell more stock, take on more owners, get more capital in so that they can make more moves. So when we talk about small business, this is real for all small businesses, but childcare, as we know, is no exception. And childcare has another unique factor involved in being a ratio driven business that makes it possibly even more difficult for childcare. The childcare industry has actually been categorized as highly unstable right now, given that some parts of the industry still hasn't even fully recovered from the havoc that was brought on by the pandemic. And now it seems like another economic downturn is going to hit. The tidal wave is going to hit at full speed ahead. So yeah, the future seems bleak, and it can be scary not knowing for sure what exactly it is that you're facing. But I want to offer you one important realization that I gained in my years of working as a childcare CPA. And with that piece of information I want to share with you is you are as strong as your finances allow you to be. Your business is as strong as your finances allow you to be. Recession or no recession, if you have your finances in order, then your business will be like a house built on stone. Wave, pandemic, gas prices, the waves, they may crash it. And you might tremble a little bit from the impact. I don't know what's going on, but it won't collapse. If your house is built on a poor foundation, then it's almost as if it was built on sand. And in that case, it only takes one big wave to hit and everything can come crashing down. And that's why, recession or not, I tell our clients and our students of Jones Taxes and Financial Services and Childcare Accounting and Business Academy, we want to start building our foundations on stone as early as is possible by getting to know our numbers, not only so that we can grow our numbers, but also so that we can begin to realign and refocus our priorities. Some of the best practices that I preach, that I often share: stop commingling, pay yourself a reasonable, livable salary, and then look over your statements, compare your budgets to your actuals, identify areas you may be overspending in, and reduce them. This way, when crunch time comes again, and it probably will, you'll be okay. When it does come, you don't have to have all the sleepless nights and being super stressed, or even worse, closing up the doors. And it'll be all because you took the time to be ready, so you didn't have to get ready. Once you have your books and your numbers and your statements, and you got bankable bank statements and financial statements, once that's all in order, you'll know what to do and you'll know how to react, and you'll have more options. So, are you interested in learning more best practices so that you can make sure that your childcare business is recession ready? If yes, I invite you to join my newsletter. And if you're already on my newsletter, reply back and let me know you're getting my messages. Starting next week on June 20th, I'm going to be sharing some of the profit strategies. And we joked and we called it the Childcare Profit Strategy Newsletter, or CPSN. Learned from decades of childcare accounting done by a firm, us, that specializes in childcare accounting. We're still putting the final touches on our training, but in a nutshell, CPSN, Childcare Financial Newsletter, we're going to talk about the following. We're going to talk about how to prepare for the pending recession and other financial crunches. We're going to talk about some tax saving strategies that we use to implement with our private clients. I'm going to tell you some stories. Y'all know I like story time. And one story in particular is how we were able to help one of our clients save $15,000 in just 1 year. And we had only worked with them for a couple of months at that time. We're going to talk about how to craft bank-ready financial statements so that you can get loans quickly approved without too much stress. Not that we want you to spend it all. We want you to have and not need. And we're also going to make sure that you understand how to remain confident and compliant in the eyes of the IRS and potential grant funders. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch more. So if you want to receive this timely advice like this in your inbox, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. And if you're on our newsletter, go check out and make sure we're not hanging out in your promotions folder, because you may be missing out on information. The newsletter is free. I'm not holding anything back from y'all, and I hope to see you inside. Okay? So if you could do me a favor so that we can make sure we expand our reach, if you could tag 2 people in the comments that you think would benefit from this, that would be great, because the more child care center owners that we can help, the better off we are. The better off we all are, stronger together. Because you know what? We got a bailout last time, a little bit. Some of us, depending on your state, the bailout was deeper than others. There was a bailout before. However, we don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know if that's going to happen again. And then I hate to give y'all a sneak peek, but one other thing that we need to talk about, we need to think about, and we need to consider is, how did some of the bailout affect your childcare business? What behaviors have changed with the additional influx of cash, and are they sustainable? Are the things that we're doing now or spending on now going to help us generate lasting wealth that's going to be able to continue? Or are we just spending it because we have it? What does our operating income look like overall versus our net profit? Do you know the difference between your operating income and your net profit? If you don't know the difference, that's okay. That's what we're here for. We are here because we want to help educate, impact the childcare industry. We are here for you. So as I said, it would be super duper helpful if you're able to tag 2 friends in the comments that may not have seen this video. It'll also help with our reach. It'll also help with engagement and help make sure that when we do go live and start sharing all this information, that you will receive it. And if you have questions, feel free to drop your questions. I will include your questions as part of the content in our video series that we're going to be doing over, it's probably run about a week. And it may, if it's good and it's a frequently asked question, we may also include it in our new training. And I'll give y'all a sneak peek, because if you watch to the end, you deserve to know what it is, right? So if you're watching this and you're hearing this now, I want you to give me a hashtag leaks, because the name of the training is going to be we're going to talk about plugging the financial leaks in your childcare business. So it's not something you want to miss. We want to make sure that that wealth and that money is flowing and is fruitful, and we want to make sure that it is not leaking and escaping from our grasp without us even knowing where it went. So thank you so much. My time is up. Again, I am Shanita Jones, your Childcare CPA, and thank you so much for being a part of our community. Bye.